Welcome, leaders and practitioners. Today, we are breaking down the Microsoft Copilot ecosystem. As generative AI transforms the workplace, it's critical to understand that Copilot is not a single, one-size-fits-all tool. We will explore the distinct capabilities across different versions of Copilot so you can architect the perfect AI strategy for your organization. Let's get started. To begin, we must understand that Microsoft Copilot is actually a family of AI-powered assistants, not just a single application. What does this mean for your business? It means we have distinct versions tailored to specific environments. We have Microsoft 365 Copilot for everyday knowledge workers, Copilot for Dynamics 365 for sales and finance teams, GitHub Copilot for developers, and Security Copilot for your cyber teams. Why do we separate these? Because context is everything. A software engineer needs an AI trained on code, while a financial analyst needs AI grounded in ERP data. How this works practically is that each Copilot version is natively embedded into the specific apps those professionals use daily. For our deep dive, keep your eye on Copilot Studio. This is the underlying engine that allows your IT team to build custom AI agents that extend beyond standard out-of-the-box features. Let's look at this structural map of the Copilot ecosystem. At the top, we have the broader Microsoft Copilot family. Notice how it branches into highly specialized tools. On the left, Microsoft 365 Copilot empowers your general knowledge workers. Moving right, Dynamics, GitHub, and Security serve highly technical, role-specific needs. But the node on the far right, Copilot Studio, is incredibly important. This is your customization layer, enabling you to build custom agents and workflows. As a leader, you must look at this map and map your internal teams to the specific version of Copilot that fits their daily operational reality. The most common point of confusion is the difference between standard web Copilot and Microsoft 365 Copilot. What is the fundamental difference? Data grounding. Standard generative AI knows the public internet, but it knows nothing about your company. Microsoft 365 Copilot, however, accesses your proprietary organizational data, your emails, chats, and files through Microsoft Graph. Why is this revolutionary? It means the AI can draft a proposal based on a meeting you had yesterday. How it achieves this is through a process called grounding, where it securely pulls relevant files to enrich your prompt before the AI model ever processes it. The deep dive here is security. Microsoft 365 Copilot operates strictly within your tenant's service boundary. It inherently respects your existing file permissions. If an employee doesn't have access to a confidential HR folder, their Copilot doesn't either. It is secure by design. This flow visually separates the two primary AI experiences. When a user prompt enters the system, the path diverges based on the Copilot version. If using standard Copilot, the prompt goes to the top path, pulling from public web data to generate a generic response. However, if the user has Microsoft 365 Copilot, the prompt flows down into Microsoft Graph. Here, it securely retrieves enterprise data respecting all access controls to deliver a contextual, secure response. This diagram is crucial for explaining to your security and compliance teams why Microsoft 365 Copilot is safe for proprietary business operations. Let's dive into the in-app capabilities of Microsoft 365 Copilot. What this means is that Copilot doesn't just live in a standalone browser window. It is natively embedded inside Word, Excel, Teams, and PowerPoint. The basics are that Copilot adapts its skills to the app you are in. Why is this powerful? It eliminates the friction of context switching. You don't copy and paste data into an AI tool. The AI lives inside your data. How does this look? In Word, Copilot acts as a co-author, transforming outlines into polished proposals. In Excel, it acts as a data analyst, instantly identifying trends and generating visualizations without complex formulas. In Teams, it acts as a chief of staff, summarizing live meetings and capturing action items. The deep dive is that while all these apps share the same AI brain, the orchestrator is uniquely tuned to manipulate the specific file structures of each application. Here we see the M365 Copilot orchestrator acting as the central nervous system. It branches out into specific application environments. Notice how the output completely changes based on the application context. The Word path leads to text drafting and rewriting. The Excel path shifts entirely to mathematical analysis and data visualization. The Teams path focuses on real-time conversational summarization and action extraction. This diagram proves that you are not just getting a chatbot, you are getting a suite of highly specialized, context-aware digital assistants embedded directly into your workflows. Sometimes your work isn't confined to a single document or spreadsheet. That is where Microsoft 365 Copilot Chat comes in. What is it? It is a centralized conversational interface that searches across your entire enterprise environment. The basics: it synthesizes information from your emails, Teams chats, and SharePoint files simultaneously to give you holistic answers. Why do we need this? Because modern business processes are messy and cross-functional. If you need a project update, the data might live in 3 different apps. How it works is you simply ask a natural language question, and Copilot uses the graph to retrieve and cite the exact sources. Now for the deep dive, Microsoft has introduced Copilot Pages. This feature allows you to take an AI-generated answer from your chat and instantly turn it into an interactive, editable canvas. You can share this page with your team, transforming a solitary AI chat into a multiplayer collaborative workspace. Let's trace this cross-app journey using a sequence diagram. The user starts by asking a complex question in Copilot Chat. The chat engine immediately queries Microsoft Graph, which acts as the bridge to all your disparate emails, chats, and files. Graph returns this rich context, and the chat engine delivers a beautifully synthesized response with citations. But the workflow doesn't stop there. Look at the bottom steps. The user converts that response into a Copilot page. This shifts the interaction from a private AI query into a shared, collaborative canvas where the entire team can edit and refine the AI's output together. This is the future of collaborative AI. Within Microsoft 365 Copilot, there are hidden gems known as built-in agents. Specifically, the researcher and analyst agents. What are they? They are highly specialized AI components designed for complex, multi-step tasks. The basics: think of them as dedicated digital team members. Why do we have them when standard Copilot exists? Because standard Copilot is optimized for speed and drafting. The researcher and analyst agents are optimized for profound depth and rigorous reasoning. How do they work? The researcher agent can spend minutes crawling internal files and the web to synthesize a comprehensive, cited executive briefing. The analyst agent works differently. The deep dive here is that the analyst uses what we call chain-of-thought reasoning. It acts like a data scientist, taking raw data, breaking the problem down into logical steps, and iterating through formulas to deliver a high-quality, mathematically sound insight. Knowing which agent to invoke is a critical user skill. This routing diagram illustrates how task complexity dictates the AI engine used. A prompt enters at the top. If the user just needs fast drafting, it routes to the standard Copilot engine. But if the user requires deep knowledge synthesis, they invoke the researcher agent, which outputs robust executive briefings. If the task is complex data modeling, they invoke the analyst agent, which utilizes chain-of-thought reasoning to produce deep data insights. Training your workforce on this routing logic ensures they get the highest quality output for the specific task at hand. What happens when the out-of-the-box Copilot needs to learn your unique business processes? You must customize it. Here, we must understand the difference between Agent Builder and Copilot Studio. What are they? They are Microsoft's tools for building custom agents. The basics: Agent Builder is a lightweight tool inside M365 for individuals or small teams. Copilot Studio is a robust, standalone platform for enterprise-wide or external deployments. Why do we separate them? To balance rapid, no-code innovation with strict IT governance. How do you choose? If an HR manager wants a quick agent to answer questions based on a specific SharePoint folder, they use Agent Builder using plain natural language. But for our deep dive, if your agent requires complex, multi-step workflows, connection to external APIs like Salesforce, or strict application lifecycle management and telemetry, you must deploy the full Copilot Studio. This decision tree is an essential framework for your IT and business leaders. When a team says they need a custom agent, start at the top. Is the audience external, like a customer? If yes, immediately route to Copilot Studio. If no, ask, does it require complex workflows and APIs? If yes, Copilot Studio. If no, ask, does it require granular enterprise governance? If yes, Copilot Studio. Only if the answer is no to all three, meaning it is a simple, internal, knowledge-based bot, do you route them to the lightweight Agent Builder inside M365. This ensures you buy and build the right solution every time. As we look at the broader enterprise landscape, we must compare Microsoft 365 Copilot with Azure AI. What is the difference? It is the classic buy versus build decision. The basics: Microsoft 365 Copilot is a software as a service, SaaS, product. It is ready to use on day one. Azure AI is a platform as a service, PaaS, environment designed for developers to build custom applications. Why does this matter? It profoundly impacts your budget and resources. How? Copilot is licensed via a predictable flat subscription. Microsoft manages all the compute and data preparation. Azure AI, conversely, uses variable, token-based billing where you pay for every transaction and manage the infrastructure yourself. The deep dive strategy: organizations don't choose just one. They use Copilot to instantly boost everyday employee productivity and reserve expensive Azure AI development strictly for highly specialized, domain-specific tasks like autonomous fraud detection. Let's review this high-level strategic roadmap. When formulating your AI strategy, your goal defines your path. If the goal is general employee productivity, drafting, summarizing, and collaborating, you route to M365 Copilot. This is a SaaS solution with a flat subscription, resulting in fast ROI and low IT overhead. If your goal is a custom specialized app like a proprietary financial risk model, you route to Azure AI. This is a PaaS solution with pay-per-token billing, offering high control but demanding high overhead. Mastering this distinction prevents massive budget overruns and misaligned technology choices. Let's tie this all together with a real-world use case that highlights why understanding these different versions is so powerful. Imagine a global telecom company looking to transform customer support. They can't just buy one tool. How do they architect it? They use Copilot Studio to build a custom, external-facing chatbot that integrates with their billing API to handle simple customer questions. Why? Because Studio allows external deployment and secure API hooks. But when a complex issue arises, the bot escalates it to a human agent. This is where the ecosystem shines. The human agent opens Dynamics 365 Copilot to instantly summarize the customer's historical data and uses Microsoft 365 Copilot to draft a highly empathetic, compliant email based on internal policies. By combining the external power of Studio with the internal productivity of M365 Copilot, this company reduced resolution times by 40%. This is the ultimate business value of mastering the Copilot ecosystem. Let's follow the data flow in our final sequence diagram. The customer initiates contact with the Copilot Studio agent, which attempts resolution using back-end APIs. When it identifies a complex issue, it escalates to the human representative. The human rep doesn't start from scratch. They immediately turn to M365 Copilot, prompting it for a case summary and a draft response. M365 Copilot leverages internal knowledge to generate an empathetic, policy-grounded email. The human rep reviews and sends the final resolution. By utilizing the right version of Copilot at the right stage of the workflow, the company achieves a 40% faster resolution time, proving the massive ROI of a well-architected AI strategy.